Tina from Cardio Fit Bootcamp, and today we're going to make you a couscous salad. And I'm joined today with Michelle here as my guest. I didn't forget your name. Michelle works here at Cardio Fit Bootcamp with us, helping you guys. But also Michelle came second in The Biggest Loser. How much weight did you lose?
Roughly about 40 today.
Good job. Okay, so Michelle's going to be my helper for today. And we're going to make a salad that I found in this cookbook. It's called the Fibromyalgia Cookbook, and I use it frequently because I have fibromyalgia. So we're going to cook a salad from there today. So what's happening right now is behind us on the stove, there's 2 teaspoons of butter that's melting in the saucepan. Most people kind of freak out when you say butter when it talks about healthy foods and healthy recipes, but I think in moderation it's okay, and I tend to use like real ingredients. So, but you can substitute and use soy butter, but I don't recommend margarine, even though that is in the recipe to use, just because I don't like using those chemicals. So I cook with real butter. Most times I use olive oil, but in this case we're going to use butter. All right, so the ingredients that are going to go into this, as you can see, is the zucchini, the tomato, the green onion. And there's some parsley over there, and there's some garlic. And I actually mince the garlic in advance of this because when you mince garlic and let it stand, or when you finely chop it, the finer it's chopped up, the more you're going to release its health benefits. So in this case, it's called allicin, and it's very powerful and really potent, and they've linked it to such things as helping fight horrible diseases like cancer. So you'll want to let that stand for as long as you can, so you can do other things while you're waiting, and let that stand and let it release. Okay. So that's why that's already there. So for this particular recipe, you're going to need just 1 clove of garlic, and you can finely chop it or you can mince it. And if you mince or press garlic, you get better results as far as getting more allicin. All right, so have a look. Can you just check for me and see if the butter is melted behind us? So 1 teaspoon of butter, like I said. It is? Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to chop these green onions. How about you take 1, I take 2, and I'll raise you. Okay, I'm just kidding.
I know.
So we didn't go to culinary arts school or anything, just so you know, so we don't do the whole knuckle chopping and all that kind of thing. Do you do that?
No.
No, me either, so it's slow and it's painful, and it's not pretty.
But not news, people.
So we're just chopping up the green onion, and we're going to add that in. And what I tend to do too is I keep just like a little bag right next to me. You can use a bowl as well, but I throw all my garbage in there so I don't have to go back and forth to the garbage. So it's just a little tip for organizing, because I'm a busy woman and I need to organize. So can you add the green onion to that saucepan behind us? Perfect. Just grab it and throw it in. I'm going to take this piece out here. So you're going to add that, and when you come back, Michelle, I'm going to give you the garlic to add in as well. Okay. And so for couscous, the one that we're using is a golden couscous, and it's a North African staple they use in a lot of their foods. You can add this garlic for me, please. Thank you. And it's fantastic. So couscous, you can think of it as rice or pasta. Whatever you would use with rice or pasta, you can use with couscous. And there are different types. You can get whole wheat couscous. The downside with couscous, if you're celiac, you would need to find gluten-free types of couscous, because this does have gluten because it comes from the durum wheat. So, but it is healthy wheat for you.
Where do you buy it in the grocery store?
In the organic section.
You just said that, didn't you?
I don't know if I did.
I don't know if you did.
I don't know. Okay, so we've got our melted butter, we've added our onions, and we've added our garlic, and what we're going to do now is just let them cook until they're tender. And while they're cooking, we're going to chop up a zucchini and a tomato. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can maneuver with 1 crutch, because this is getting annoying. Okay, so we're going to chop up our tomatoes and our zucchini. So with the couscous, again, you can serve it just like pasta, just like rice. You can serve it cold or hot. Today's salad that we're making, we're going to serve it hot, because I tend to like this one warm, but we're going to serve it hot. Like I said, I didn't go to culinary arts school, so the chopping is not pretty, but I get the job done. Okay, so what you do, you take 1 tomato and 1 zucchini, and you just dice it up. So it's going to go in with these little grains of pasta-like granules, so you want to, have it at a decent size. I don't like having it too big chunks. And of course, you know that the tomatoes, the health benefits of tomatoes are huge, both in raw form and cooked form, for different reasons, of course, in both forms. And tomato, very high in vitamin C. Couscous happens to be very high in selenium, which is a mineral that seems to be the hot, sexy mineral of the day, it seems like. Everybody's talking about selenium. You hear people talk about that a lot?
Never. What is it?
It's a really important mineral for your body, and there's been a lot of research lately, and we still need more, but they're talking about the cancer-fighting benefits of it. So about 67% of it is in just 1 cup of cooked couscous. So we have our zucchini done, and we have our tomato done, and we're going to have a quick look and just see. You want to see your green onion start to wilt a little, and it gets that nice, bright green color. And you want it to cook until it's about, it's tender. And we'll turn this up a little time. That looks good. That's good. Okay, so now we're going to stir in some water, and we're going to stir in some vegetable granules. Cubes. So 1.5 cups of water, and then we have this. So think about when you were a kid, you probably had oxos at some point, right? So it's a lot like that, only the type that we use are these organic cubes, and you can get these in the organic section, of course. And today we're going to use the vegetable one, but you can get chicken or beef or whatever. So one of the things I find, so you can take both of this over and add them in, and what you'll find, Michelle, is that that'll just go in as a clump. So you can add it in, and you just want to give it a stir because you want to break up that bouillon cube so that it absorbs a little bit faster into everything. And you're going to turn it up to a boil because you want to bring this to a boil now. Okay. So we're going to put that up on max, and we're going to let that boil. And once it boils, you're going to remove it from the heat. We're going to add in all these ingredients that we have here now. And then let it stand, cover it, let it stand for 5 minutes, and it's done. So it's that fast. So, we're busy. We're both moms. We both work. And we want healthy recipes for our kids and ourselves, and we want them fast. So this is one of those recipes that you can add to salmon, or you can add it to chicken, or you can have it by yourself. And it's nice to cook extra because then the next day you got leftovers, you can take it for your lunch, right? So it's nice to do that. So while we're waiting for that to boil behind us, why don't I'll get you to chop up a little bit of this parsley. Okay. So use fresh parsley. It's a nice, smell that. It smells good. Michelle says it smells good. Carrots.
It do.
So I'm going to get you to use this little device. Have you ever used this before?
Never.
It's really fun to chop your herbs with. So you just kind of grind it back and forth like this. Okay. All right. So we only need 1/4 cup of fresh parsley.
All right. So use the tops?
Yes. So you want to just get rid of the stalks there, and just go back and forth until you get it ground up and chopped up into little bits that we can add to our delicious dish. Chopping that, I'm just going to get this dish here, and I'm just going to throw in our zucchini and our tomatoes. I'll be using Hell's Kitchen.
I feel like I'm kind of there. Just don't throw anything at me.
I don't throw anything at me. I'm not so much like Hell's Kitchen. I'm more like Nigella. How's that?
I've never seen that one.
Oh, you have to watch that one. That's a good one. I don't know why I'm trying to speak British now. Anyway, okay. It sounds like things are boiling behind us, so you can just go around and check for me. Make sure that that's boiling. It sure looks like it. Yes?
Oh.
No?
That's boiling.
Okay, so once it boils, you want to remove it from the heat. You're going to take that off the heat. Don't forget to turn off the heat. Okay. Something that us busy mamas and dads will do. You leave the heat on, go back and discover it an hour later. It's not burning. Has that ever happened to you? Or is that just me? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to remove from heat, and now we're going to stir in all these ingredients. So you're going to, let's do couscous first.
Okay.
So here's our 1 cup of golden couscous that's going to drop in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So couscous, you don't really have to cook it, right? You just, add some water and just kind of let it sit, and you want to let the water absorb, like it absorbs for rice, and then it's done. And now we're going to add the tomato and zucchini. And every time you add an ingredient, you just want to give it a stir and really mix all the different ingredients in there. And the next ingredient you're going to add is your fresh parsley. So you only need a 1/4 cup of your parsley. So let's add that in there. It smells so good. I love cooking with fresh ingredients. Okay, so there's your fresh parsley. I'm glad I didn't drop it on the floor. That was close.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil. So I actually tend to cook with fresh herbs, but in this particular case it's calling for dried basil, so we're going to use dried basil.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the last ingredient to go in is the pepper. So you just need a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So basically, if you have one of these little handy dandies, you give it a couple of switches, so maybe 4. That's the technical term for it, by the way. Okay, so now Michelle's going to cover that for us, and we're going to let it stand for 5 minutes. If you don't do this trick, you really should use it because it's really helpful. Most people have this on their stoves. So I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. And so I press timer, press the 5, press start, and we count down. Because I have a tendency, I tend to use the timer a lot in the mornings for breakfast. So if I cook like quinoa for breakfast, or oats or something like that, it's great because I can go and do this sort of thing and just leave it on the stove top and go get my little boy ready or myself ready or whatever. But if I don't set the timer, I forget. And then we have some really delicious smelling burnt oats in our home. Okay, so that's okay. So through the magic of film, we're able to jump ahead and the timer. Okay, so we're going to turn off the timer. We're going to bring it over, and this is what you're going to see. This beautiful, gorgeous salad. So you have your couscous, and you have your zucchini, and your tomato, and it's mixed in with some fresh parsley and some dried basil. And I think we should have some. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.